Kilted
Kilted
balls.
balls.
I was going with a Wayne's World throwback there.
That was
Make it cool.
awesome. That was super
Hey,
awesome.
yeah, I like it. Welcome back to the Kilted Balls podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am not in my normal location. You can see, I think, what is this? The Golden Gate Bridge?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice. Nope, in reality, we are traveling. So yeah, I'm not in my normal spot. So that's kind of cool. And man, do we have a lot of exciting things to talk about today. So many things. You might have to share your screen, Kilted, to show people some stuff.
That is true.
I don't know if you want to. The first thing that we should mention is the 8.1 released a teaser for their third character, right?
Yeah, that was to me super exciting. That new character is near and dear to my heart anyways, and then having it being the third was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so you might remember they dropped Sunnies to all nails holders a few weeks back, and Sunny looks like a bear with a bit of an attitude, and he's pretty sweet, or she's pretty sweet, whatever Sunny is, I guess. And it's awesome. But man, the new one, that is so cool.
Yes, that is awesome. It's a little bush baby.
It sure looks like a bush baby to me.
Yes.
Right?
So so any of if you're not, or if you're new, then I'm actually not the person usually in charge of screen sharing and all that stuff. And old listeners would know that. So there might be a little bit of stumbling through. I think I know what's going on because on this computer, I have millions of windows open at a time. But let's see if this works. Allow Zoom to share your screen.
You're about to see the tech genius Kilted at work right now. Tech genius Kilted. So you're going to show us a picture of Ruth. So the bush baby is named Ruth.
In theory, it says allow apps below to record contents of your screen even while using other apps, but it does not appear to be a way to click it.
Well, anyway, people, it is a bush baby. It is amazing. 8.1 is just doing a bang up job. It's so cool. So that was the first piece of exciting news, is that they released Ruth, and I think the airdrop will have. The easy part to me is the developers we're so excited about Ruth and stuff, but character 5, like we are so pumped about character 5, and I'm like, they're like 5 is like easily the best character. I'm like, how could 5 be better than Ruth? Ruth looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone was saying 4 or 5 was their favorite, so it's really tough to tell. So we'll have to see what those are. But yeah, Ruth I thought was pretty awesome.
And going along with the Ruth release, the 8.1 is having an 8.1 con. I don't know what you would call it, right? Like a convention for 8.1 holders.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I filled out my information. I don't know if you filled out yours yet.
I did.
I put that, because they're talking about like doing it. I mean, pretty non-formal compared to some of the other cons we go to, but just having a giant house and anyone who wants to come and hang out can come and hang out. And they asked if I would need a room, and I said I'll probably be hanging with Ballbuster, and we'll probably be sleeping outside somehow. So I declined the room. Wasn't sure if it'd be a tent or whatever.
Now that I know that you're gonna spend it with me, I'm gonna buy like a little itty bitty tent for you and I to cuddle in. That's
awesome.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, one of the worst nights of my life was in a small tent with somebody, not you, but it was yeah. It was horrible. Altitude sickness on top of 2 nipples being freshly pierced. Usually you don't want to go camping right after that. So yeah, I think it was my third.
No, that sounds like a horrible idea. I like it that you rank your nights so that you know what all your worst nights are.
Yeah,
That's amazing to me.
just my worst and my coldest. Those are both ranked. So
Those are both ranked, which is nice. That's nice
mhm.
that you do that. So yeah, so those are two big exciting things out of the 8.1. I've started swing trading with Kilted. I said that last episode that I was going to start doing it. And it's addicting because I'm playing the futures market, which for those of you who haven't been listening, you know, I'm a pretty firm believer that that is just strict gambling.
Mhm.
and I'm kind of a sucker for gambling. So, you know, not that I gamble a lot because I know my weaknesses, but so yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying playing the futures. I obsess over it, which is probably bad, but you know, did one today, made my 10 or 11%. And I was like, sweet. And now I've got 4 more going.
Yeah.
And we'll see if those turn to the green. So they've gone up. What I notice about the futures is if you don't set it up to do your stop losses, or you don't set it up to take your profit, you kind of live in this perpetual like fear zone. So it may not be right for a lot of people. For me, I enjoy that adrenaline. Like, ooh, am I going to lose all my money, or am I going to come out 30 ahead? And it was flying up, and I was like at 10% and 15. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And so I'm like, I'm going to let it ride. And then all of a sudden it was at 5%, and then at even, and then -5. I was like, dang it.
It's
Right? Like I
like
should have
red,
just
and
cashed
then all
out.
of a sudden it's green.
Yeah. So they flips. They're so much more volatile than
Yeah.
the crypto market, which is already volatile, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a whole new level of crazy. And so like today, the ones I purchased today, one of them I hit 10, 11%. It went up as far as like 13. And I was like, ah, and then it started to drop. And I'm like, nope, I'm just selling. Like, nope,
Yeah.
I learned my lesson last time. So I sold it like at 11%. And that one was one that Crypto Lifer had suggested. I bought some ape. And then
Well, he didn't
the other
suggest,
one,
he was just talking about it.
he was talking about ape, and he goes, ape is about to bump. He goes, it's going to pump up a little bit. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy some of that.
Yeah.
And the other one was not one, but here was my thought process today. I'm like, everything's going to go up. Every graph looked the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I just picked a graph that was kind of down a little bit and said, that's the one I'm going to roll with. Because if they all go up, does it really matter which one I choose?
Yeah.
It'll go up. And I was already diversified into 3 or 4 other things. So I said, that's the one I'm going to go. So I bought it, and it's been staying about $2 positive, and I need it to be around 50 before I cash out. So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
The
That's
others
pretty
are all
awesome.
still in the red.
And I mean,
Yeah.
to listeners out there, I mean, we talk about the futures or margin. I mean, we're doing a 5x, which isn't crazy, but it's still enough. I mean, I got wiped out. We talked about that last week. I've made that money back, and I've made, you know, more money since then, but I did. It wasn't looking great when I went to bed, and I woke up I woke up in the morning, and it was gone. So, you know, that can
Right. And
easily
that's part
happen.
of our journey, is learning how to deal with that. And like Kilted could easily have protected himself from that,
Yep.
but chose not to. And that's part of the learning, right? Like, okay, so when do I use stop losses? When don't I? And from that, I experimented and threw a stop loss on something, not a futures, but a normal trade, and it triggered and worked. And the funny thing is I triggered it at 10%. So I made my 10%.
Yeah, because you were up and you were just trying it out, which I thought was a great
Right.
idea.
Yeah. And so I wanted to experiment. Now, the funny thing is it hit my 10%. So it triggered the stop loss, and then it went right back up. So that was the triangle.
Well, you were the whale in there holding everything back.
I was like, dang it. Yeah,
That is
the whale with my
hilarious.
$1,000 or whatever it was. So
Uh-huh.
I was like, gosh darn it. So yeah. So anyway, as an update, it's been going good, I think. I've only been doing longs. So I've only been doing longs right now. I'm not confident enough to do shorts. And the reason I'm feeling confident is we're kind of in a bull market. And
Yeah,
so
the
it's
things are
kind of
definitely looking
easy.
good. Mhm.
Right. So it's kind of easy to do when you're in a bull market. You just go, hey, yeah, I'll go 5x, I'll go 5x, and just keep
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
So
Bitcoin is 47,27.4 right now. So,
where
it's,
last week when we talked, it was 37. So if you're a time traveler, 37 was a week ago. So go by the 37.
yeah. Yeah. It's
Right.
crazy. It was insane week. It was
It was a
nice.
great week. It was a great week. And hopefully my others turn green and I can close positions. And the hardest part about doing it for me so far is I spend a lot of time picking a position that I think will be good, not
Hmm.
the one I chose today, but otherwise I spend time, I bug you about which one to choose. I'm constantly texting Kilted and saying, and then I get it. And so then when it's time to sell, I'm all grumpy because it means I've got to do all that work again.
Yeah. That's one of
Because
the
I'm like,
things
oh,
I
great.
think is fun because I've been in the crypto life for Telegram, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are posting different things, and I'm learning to read the charts myself a little bit, where I've looked
Right.
at things and made some good decisions. But it's nice to bounce off ideas off you as well, to have someone I'm a lot closer to, and we can talk a little more in depth.
Well, and I should put this with the caveat. What I don't like is that I'm doing this all on my phone because I'm traveling, right?
It
So
is
that's kind
handy
of
on the
annoying.
computer.
Well, and one of the funny parts is I did my trade today on Ape, and I was only doing like 500 on that trade. I like to split everything into $500 increments. It makes me feel more diversified
Hmm.
so that I won't lose as much. Um, and I got home. We went for a walk, went to like a sea turtle thing,
Yeah.
and I got home, and it was at like $66 or whatever. So way more than 10%. So like I said, I watched it for a minute, and then I'm like, nope. And so I just got rid of it, made my $66, right?
Yeah.
And my wife like sits down. I'm like, hey, what did you spend at the gift shop? Out of curiosity there. And she's like, oh, too much, probably like $64. I'm like, well,
Nice.
good. I just made $66. So I covered you.
Well, you're going to reinvest that. You're not pulling it out and paying stuff with it.
No, nope. I am not. It went right back in. So
Speaking
I
of
can,
pulling out and not reinvesting, that happened to me today. The looks rare. I mean, I've talked about it. I think it's awesome. I'm super excited about it. I've been using
yeah.
the ETH for different things, and today I had to pull out my ETH because I got a call from you, and it was a project that I was eyeing and debating on getting, but I hadn't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah. So a real interesting one. I don't think we talked about this last time. Through our work with the 8.1, I got whitelisted for a project called non-fungible miners. And I don't believe we talked about them last time, did
We
we?
did not. I think you and I just talked about them. I don't think we were on air.
So the deal with non-fungible miners is it's an NFT, but basically it gets you into their club, and the profits from their NFTs, they're a crypto mining company in Canada, fully doxed. And what they were doing is they were taking all the money from the NFTs and they were buying more miners, and you basically got a stake in the miners. And so what they were going to do is they didn't want to pay you directly. They were going to make their own token, their own ecosystem, fund it all with the miners. And they were planning, I think, on doing I think it was like 3 to 4 Bitcoins a month,
Mm-hmm.
For the miners that they were going to raise. And so they were like super excited about it. And they had this whole beautiful white paper, and, their roadmap was great. So we did our kind of research. And I'm like, I like this. And so when the mint came open, I purchased them. I purchased 3, 2 for me and 1 for Kilted. And the interesting part is their website crashed. And so for the first time, I printed directly from the contract. So I learned something new. I learned how to
Oh,
print
that's
from
why I didn't do it.
contract.
Well, you were whitelisted anyways, but that's one reason I didn't do it
Yes.
right away. I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I just took care of it and did it. And then they extended their private whitelist sale a little bit. And I think because of that error, people didn't jump on and buy it as much as they expected. There were a lot of people whitelisted.
Yeah.
And it was really expensive. It was a 0.12, which is really expensive for an NFT.
Yeah.
But you were getting some pretty big perks, I felt.
Yeah.
So it didn't take off. So then they did, normal public sale. And that was going to go for 24 hours. And it was supposed to be 0.14, and they reduced the price. They reduced the price multiple times for both whitelist and that, trying to find the right spot. But they reduced it because ETH went up, right? Like I said, Bitcoin went up, so ETH went up. So they said, we want to be fair. So they dropped it to 0.12, which made the dollar amount the same as 0.14 was before. And not a lot of people did it. And they left it open. It was supposed to be 24 hours, and they left it open for like 14. And today, so this all started yesterday, right? I think, no, Sunday. It all started Sunday. So Sunday was on the whitelist, the public was this. And today they got on there and they said, you know what? Screw this. We're cutting it short. We're going to cut it at 666 NFTs. And it was supposed to be 6,000. And they're like, we're not playing this game. We're going to cut it short, use 666 people or 600, whatever it is. They're like, you're going to be our people. We're not going to try to cater. We're not going to try to do this. We're going to be making money.
Yeah.
And they go, and we're going to change the entire project. Instead of you getting these tokens and doing all these really expensive developer heavy stuff, they're like, we're just going to send profits right to your wallets from the miners. And they're like, and by the way, there's only 20 left. So they're like, this is what we're doing. There's 20 left. Good luck. And so we both jumped on and we bought 3 more miners, right? So now between us, we have a total of 6. I bought the final one. So I'm number 666.
That's awesome.
I know, I was so nervous. I had to pay a little bit of gas to make sure, but I'm okay to pay a gas war, right? And win something like that. And now we're part of that. And people already are in the Discord pissed because they're like, well, I was going to buy it, but I was trying to get my money around and try to get stuff together. And now it's all sold out. And you guys are jerks. And they're like, listen, we care about our community. You chose not to join our community. So don't be mad at us. Like now you have FOMO. Right, because of it, we were trying to help our community and make it the most profitable for them. And they did do something cool, which is they reached out to those people and said, listen, if you really want to buy it, send us a ticket and we will sell you one of ours at the mint price. So they're like, we'll take care of you. Just send us your money.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't mind. And I'm like, that's pretty nice of them. But again, trying to help out the community. I think already I'm like liking how the community's operating and how it's working. And so I'm like, all right, this is going to be good. And, we own miners. Everybody who listens knows that we do our own mining operation. So to get stake in another miner, I'm willing to do that. And it sounds like they started telling people in the chat, they're like, buy it on the secondary market. The rights will transfer to you. And I was like, oh, I didn't think that was going to be the case, but.
Okay, because at first they said the rights wouldn't, but they switched that. Okay, that's cool.
Maybe they did. I'm waiting to see something official, but they definitely told people that. But it was funny because they're like, yeah, the floor is still mint price. Go buy them. And somebody was like, it's not mint price anymore. It's already at 0.2 and going up. They're like, there's only 10 left.
Yeah.
Because I think people were like, I'm getting part of this. And so they kept, buying them up. So.
Yeah. And going back, I guess, full circle, talking about a little bit of gambling. I mean, they are fully doxed, and we're trusting that they're going to do this. But some of these things are for, in my opinion, well worth of trying out. So there's so many different things you can do with NFTs, and we're going to see so many, even in just the next few years. Not to mention what we're going to see in our lifetime. So something like this, it was worth my $500 to give it a shot.
Well, and that's it. We have talked to people on here tons of times. Utility was the word I was looking for earlier. I couldn't think of utility. We've been telling people forever, most of these are going to zero. The ones that aren't going to zero have some kind of a utility that you can't find other places.
Yeah.
And those will be the ones that last. And the ones that can pivot will be the ones that last. And non-fungible miners are doing two things. They've got the utility built in. And then the other big thing they have is they're pivoting. They're pivoting literally by the minute. Their doxed crew is people who are already successful in the business. I'm like, you know what? This is exactly the kind of people who should make it.
Yes.
Right. And I'm like, so you know what? That's worth, like you just said, it's worth a $500 bet. And you know what? Here's what you got to remember, people. 90% are going to go to zero, let's say. Maybe it's 99. That 1% is going to go to 1,000,000.
Yeah.
So if you lose 500 on 99 of them, but the 500 you put on that one goes to 1,000,000, you're pretty far ahead.
You're going to be okay.
Pretty far ahead. You're going to be all right.
Speaking of going to zero, I have one that I bought today that's going, well, it might not go to exactly to zero, but I was super curious. I was seeing something and I bought a nails pack and it said that there's nothing inside of it. It's just a pack NFT. But it said that it had unlockable content. So I'm like, what's this? So I finally bought it. It was $100 today. The unlockable content was a link to one that's for sale on there. So the link was still in the NFT. So I know what nails was in there, but I do not own that nails. But I still have if they do.
But can you buy that nails?
Whitelist spot. I did not.
No. I said, could you buy it?
Oh yes, I could buy that nails.
That's what the packs were for.
No, but anyone could buy that. Anyone could buy that nails.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. I'm sorry, I did not make that clear. Let me see. I'll look here. Yes, anyone could buy that nails and is 0.35. I think
curated.
Let me check. Let me make sure I didn't mess up. I thought that's what, I guess I didn't realize that that's actually what it was for. Oh, we gotta click the right button.
Is it a curated?
No, it's not a curated. Here, I'm going to check again, make sure I'm looking at everything clearly, because there were other packs that did not say it was unlockable content. Oh, you know what? So I guess I didn't realize. I thought they just gave it to you, so it gives you the option to buy it.
Yeah, the packs give you the ability to buy the nails.
Okay.
So normally they give you the packs. Like you're not buying, I mean, you're buying it, but it gives you, I thought, maybe I'm wrong. I thought the pack made it so you could buy the nails. But now that you're saying that, now I'm like, wait, maybe not.
Yeah, of course I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's see. Reveal unlockable content, OpenSea asset. Oh, no, it says make an offer. I'm sorry. It said make an offer.
Oh, okay. So you didn't get that. You just got the pack.
And it is, it's a zombie mummy. Yeah, it's not a special one. It just says make an offer.
Darn it.
So, but yes, the lesson learned there. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Well, yeah, but the pack holder gives you the first option to buy the next nails.
Yes. The next
time
they do that.
It still has value.
Yep.
They do it like every week, don't they?
I don't know.
I think you just tell them, hey, I want a nails this week, and they will allow you to pick up a nails.
When they do the town hall?
I think so.
I have to pay attention.
You might have to message Grants. I mean, but if you're not in the market for one, then you're not in the market. So.
Why? Well, I miss out on getting it would be great if you could get your Teddy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
I doubt you can, but you get another Ruth.
Well, yeah,
she's awesome.
I already bought another nail since the Ruth announcement.
Oh my gosh! Right. I thought about doing it.
So yes.
Trying to save my pennies though. Save my pennies and go gamble with them.
Been lots of exciting stuff for us. Well,
Yeah.
thank you,
So anyway,
everybody. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. No, go. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say thank you, everybody, and thank you, Ball Buster. We were able to get this worked out while you're out and about, and hopefully everything came through nicely. So
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. And if y'all get a chance, check out non-fungible miners. My guess is that they will do another drop in the future I think they're going to use this original group as a proof of concept. Like I think people are too scared to try.
yeah,
Then I think, you run through this and then all of a sudden people are like, oh my gosh, and they get testimonials
yes,
from people like us, and then it'll take off. I think it's still beneficial for people to get in on the ground floor. So, you can look up non-fungible miners on OpenSea while they're still relatively cheap. We're not listing ours. So there's 1% of them already not available.
yes,
And I imagine a lot of people won't. So if you want to try to get on the ground floor of that project, there's a small window of opportunity still where you can get in. But I think the non-fungible miners are going to take off, and there's going to be a great proof of concept for how people can fund some pretty awesome things and be part of huge things that they couldn't do as individuals, but as a collective, not so bad to do. So
yeah.
for sure, for sure. So thank you very much, people, for joining us. And this is Ballbuster signing off.
Kill the Dragon Jerry. Love you all.